You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 119. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
I'm Jeff Barnhart, a pirate skulking behind a false sea monster.
Wow, way to give away a big spoiler for today's episode, but that's okay. Not
that big a spoiler.
Yeah, that's pretty big, and I do mean big. Comic Reflections is brought to you by Rhymes with Geek. You can check out our show, plus many other cool podcasts like the all-new Anti-Fanboy, Feed It Comics, and Super Podcasto Magnifico at rhymeswithgeek.com. And if you like our show, please don't hesitate to subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
Okay.
So, wait, I have one piece of news before we begin today. Today is November 2nd, Sunday, 2014, and it is Steve Ditko's 87th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still living.
Still living, still drawing comics.
Cool.
Just his underground stuff, but still. Still great. I've been funding him on Kickstarter also.
Oh, cool.
His current projects. I got his last thing he put out. It was like the Return of Mr. A, and he's got a new one coming out soon.
It's sad that he is underground instead of
overground.
Yeah.
Well, he's technically retired, and so the underground stuff, like the only comics they can really do, because other than if he just did it for free, which, you know, if he wouldn't do that because of his philosophical beliefs. But I don't know, his underground stuff is something he can kind of do on the side that's not going to interrupt or disrupt his Social Security stuff. It's not going to mess with that.
Oh, okay.
So, but he's like officially retired. You know, he won't do any commission work or anything like that. So, but he still is full of ideas and publishing his own things. I guess he must be just breaking even.
Yeah, he must not be making that much money because I think
there's a cap. I think you can only make once you're retired, you can only make $1,000 a month, like in addition to your Social Security income. Otherwise, you get in trouble or something, or you could lose it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So he can't like be out seeking pro work. He's just does his own stuff now.
Oh, happy birthday, Mr. Ditko.
Yes, and many, many happy returns. So that's how that goes, right?
Right.
Okay. So the first issue of comics we're going to talk about today is The Submariner, number 27. And the story is called When Wakes the Kraken. Written by Roy Thomas, penciled by Sal Buscema, and inked by Mike Esposito.
Wow. The splash page, the first splash page, here's Namor. He's sitting in his cool throne of a fish mouth, and his lady friend is on the
Lady Dorma.
Yeah.
Is at his feet.
Yep.
Yes, it's really impressive.
Well,
and
he does have a pillow for her.
Yeah, right. You know, I think Sal Buscema, who was really a terrific artist in his own right, is often a bit overshadowed by his older brother John, who is one of my favorite artists in comics. But Sal's stuff is also really terrific. A huge part of the Marvel Comics legacy. So,
yeah, that's really cool. I love this. He's sitting around angry that the people, the multitudes above mock his sunken empire. Do they mock him?
He can perceive it any way he wants. I don't know if they do. I don't think.
Yeah. And one of my favorite quotes, nay, 1,000 times nay. Man, I love Namor speak.
Oh, man.
And Dr. Doom speak. And Thor speak. And I just love it.
These guys who have this massive ego that goes along with their character, but they can always back up that ego.
Yeah.
You know? Namor and Thor and Dr. Doom are really like...
No, I mean, I just love the way they speak. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very... I don't know, how would you describe this?
Namor has this he knows he's royalty, and he doesn't let you forget it. So,
yeah, man. Okay, so he's ticked off at the Upworlders or whatever.
Surface dwellers. The Upworlders.
And here's another one. Somebody rushes into the throne room and says, "Forgive me, my prince. And he says, Namor does not stand upon ceremony when the peace of Atlantis is threatened. I love that.
Yeah, and he's got all these great names for himself. Mm-hmm. The Avenging Sun, the Prince of the Blood, like cool stuff like that.
Okay. Well, the big news is that something just sank, sea monster sank a ship. And they watch TV because he has
this glowing orb that has television on it.
In a conch shell.
Of course.
Yeah. Or is that just a seashell? Seashell.
I don't know.
Scalloped, I think. And, of course, they're blaming Submariner. And, of course, that makes Submariner mad. Because the monster, a Kraken, destroys a pleasure ship. So that makes Namor mad, so he destroys his TV.
Yeah.
He does that every once in a while.
So he's going to go out and stop this monster to clear his own name. And this is a theme we'll see throughout Namor. He's kind of like doing these super heroics not to like save people, but to save his own reputation.
Mm-hmm.
So Diane Arliss, Namor calls upon her. And if you remember, she is a love interest for him, kind of, but also, but she's overshadowed by the Lady Dorma. And she's the sister of Tiger Shark. Mm-hmm. That's right. And friend of Stingray.
Man, and as I said last time, it's a small world in comics. All right, so he gets on a boat in
Namor
disguise.
Does.
Yes. And probably gets attacked by the Kraken. Yay!
Yay!
He fights and Diane falls overboard and she is captured by some mechanical thing. And it wakes up and it's Dorma. Dorma saves her.
Yeah, and Dorma does not like Diane because she knows that Diane loves Namor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, women. Okay. So they get captured by the Kraken and then what happens to Namor? He gets bopped on the head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's taken aboard a ship as well.
He's hit by explosive shell from the pseudo beast.
Oh, right.
So we know it's a fake machine, fake sea monster. Pretty soon. And we get you meet our villain, and he's great.
Definitely likes him.
Oh, Commander Kraken.
Commander Kraken. Now he looks like Captain Hook, basically, and he's got kind of like a Kraken symbol on his pirate shirt, and he's got a 3-pronged hook instead of just one or two.
And he has a Fu Manchu mustache and long black hair with a widow's peak.
Yeah, he's got kind of an evil Errol Flynn kind of look to him.
He's such a fop.
He really is.
He's drinking wine and monologuing.
So he wants Namor to join forces with him, and he's got Diane and the Lady Dorma as hostages to make him do so.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got this, he's got the robot Kraken too. So
right. It seems I have not one but 2 lovely ladies in thrall. 'Twould appear, Namor, that you had twice the reason for accepting my humble offer. Well, man, I love him.
And Namor says, go pack snow, buddy, and starts kicking the crap out of his henchmen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's not the actual line, but I'm paraphrasing him.
Yeah. Yeah. And cool fight. Oh, Kirby dots.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the action is very Kirby-esque.
Mm-hmm. Really well drawn, really cool.
Yeah.
Everything looks great.
Yeah, Sal's art's really good on this issue.
Alright, so, what happens?
And the real Kraken shows up out of nowhere.
Right, he leads him to the real Kraken.
Oh, that's right. Namor leads it to the real Kraken, and it just...
And, the original Kraken was, or the fake one, is pretty dang big. And then the real Kraken is about 10 times bigger.
In fact, it's so big it can't really leave more than this certain area. So that's why Namor had to bring them to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is really powerful, and it's... Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty neat.
So Commander Kraken is killed.
I know, darn it. He was a great villain.
Well, he's okay. But hey, he's memorable.
Yeah.
And, he didn't get overused, because that can happen too.
That's true, too.
So,
but, yeah, I could... There's a lot of villains that bore me. Oh, he's a villain, la 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 la. But Commander is pretty cool, and I liked him. And
okay.
I regret that he, I don't know, is no more because of Namor.
Right. So the next issue we have is the Submariner number 44, and the story is called Namor Betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Conway wrote this, and it's got that Conway stamp of quality. Marie Severin penciled it, and Jim Mooney inked it. And I think last week I was talking about Marie Severin on Doctor Strange. Maybe it was a week before, and I was like, yeah, her pencils are okay. I prefer her. Her stronger role is as a colorist, but with Mooney inking, it looks like Mooney's one of those inkers that just kind of really overtakes the pencils. It looks like Jim Mooney drew it. And Jim Mooney did some really great art on Spider-Man, and he's the classic Silver Age artist on Supergirl, among other accomplishments. So, but this is a great looking issue.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so Namor's in trouble again, accused of a crime he didn't commit. And then he smashes a TV, so we know all is okay in Namor land. I mean, he's the king of a kingdom. He's super strong, super intelligent, and he doesn't know how to turn off a TV. It's
just, it's comic book stuff. You got to see him getting mad. It's like, of course, we'd be like, oh, I'm mad, and I'm going to turn off the TV angrily, Of course he's going to smash it, because he could replace it easily, and, he's just out of control,
Right.
So.
It's dramatic. Elvis used to shoot his TVs when he saw, for crying out loud, Donkashane.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
No.
Wayne Newton?
Yeah, Wayne Newton.
Oh, I get those two mixed up. So.
I do, too. How can you with those goofball names, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wayne Newton sweats more.
Okay.
Alright. So we get the origins. We see this old guy, and he's all sad because he lost his wife. His wife, we learn later, is a mother of Namor, and he's the dad.
That's right, Captain Mackenzie.
His wife is taken by Namor's people. Well, Atlanteans, I guess?
Yeah.
And they don't know that he's her husband. So he tries to find him, sends 2 kids down there, and they die.
Oh, in a bathysphere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still have those?
I don't know. Probably in museums.
Yeah. Okay, so he's thinking, and then Namor's thinking, so he decides to go out, and he thinks about Dorma, who just died.
Yeah, the Lady Dorma was killed. I can't remember by whom.
Oh, we'll find out.
Oh, that's right.
Alright, then here's Johnny Storm, the Human Torch.
Yay!
Great. So he's going to Boston just to get away. I need new duds. So he goes into this shop.
And this hippie.
Yeah. Oh, man. And why would you go buy clothes with a guy dressed like that?
Right. But whatever, it was just a place. And it just gives us this humorous interlude. Johnny Torch, the hippie's got the long beard and the hair, and Johnny gives him a quick shave with fire, like he did when he first met Namor in that flop house.
Exactly.
Back in I can't remember which issue of the Fantastic Four is. It's really early. But yeah.
Yeah, but I hope he didn't get his flame dirty from messing around with the dirty hippie. Oh, hippie jokes. Okay. Alright, Namor's walking around. Oh, a cop sees him. He's the worst person to try to get to disguise himself. He's always caught. I mean, it's like he's caught in 5 minutes. And
he looks relatively normal with just a guy. He puts on a trench coat and a hat. Okay, there you go, Namor hidden. But then
he's got his ears out.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Spock. When he had his trouble, he wore a toque or a toboggan or
that one episode. What was it? The City on the Edge of Forever.
Yeah.
Okay,
which is a great episode.
Oh, it's one of the best Star Treks. Harlan Ellison wrote that one.
So he did.
Yeah, he wore a hat, and then in Star Trek 4, what was that one? What's
the Voyage Home? It's the
Voyage
whale one.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember the subtitle for it. the voyage home, he tears part of his Vulcan robe and puts it around his head and covers up the tips of his ears.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and
that's funny.
But here this super intelligent guy doesn't. My ears are vastly different from everybody else's.
He can't be super intelligent.
No, I get. So you're saying he's kind of dumb?
Well, it's kind of dumb to forget. I have these pointy ears. Maybe I should, if I want to be incognito, I should cover them up. But anyway, this kind of spurs on the stuff that happens in our story. So
yeah, it's a plot device.
It is.
All right, so he smashes the cop's gun and said, "Leave me alone." Of course, the cop calls for reinforcements.
Like, holy crap, it's the Submariner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Namor smashes a cop car and throws some concrete around.
Mm-hmm. And it comes Johnny Torch.
Yeah.
And they're fighting. And let's see, he gets hit. Now, Johnny gets hit by, was it water? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Namor, okay. He breaks a hydrant and he puts his hands down and the spray of water smashes into Johnny Torch.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, back in the Golden Age, before there was a Fantastic Four, Namor had that long rivalry with the original android Human Torch, Jim Hammond.
And we'll be reading a Golden Age Namor pretty soon.
Yes, we will. Today, in fact. Mm-hmm. So, anyway.
Okay. So, here's the villains. Okay.
So Tiger Shark is teamed up with this chick who killed the Lady Dorma because she was in the way of... Because this girl was in love with Namor.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
I'll see. Okay. Lyra,
that's right.
L-L-R-A.
Maybe it's Lyra.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, so she killed the Lady Dorma. And so, of course, poor heartbroken Namor, so...
Yeah, that's not a good way to catch a guy. To kill the girlfriend, especially if someone hot-headed like Namor.
Yeah.
If Namor didn't even like Dorma that much, he'd still be ticked off.
Well, yeah, because that's a horrible thing. So Lyra, we know she's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the Tiger Shark, he's a supervillain, so he's nuts.
And then here's
he's got a henchman,
Lymondo, and I don't know. He wants to kill Lyra, and who doesn't?
Right.
But Tiger Shark wants to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, Tiger Shark's got his own problems. It seems that he can't hold his breath as much.
Yeah, underwater.
He's having trouble breathing underwater.
Which, if you're an aquatic supervillain, that's kind of important.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a little.
Yeah. So, let's see. So... Lyra, blah, 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 uses a magno beam and advances to the very bottom of the sea, and it wakes up Krago, who's a big, mean fish.
Man, it is a crazy-looking monster.
He can swallow a tugboat easily.
Wow.
Alright, so Namor is in the harbor for some reason. And
why not?
Yeah, okay. He's fighting the Krago. Look, a Tammy Wynette advertisement. Isn't that interesting?
Well, sure, yes. In a big new 40-song hit collection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's an old record club ad.
I wish I knew what the free mystery gift was.
Okay.
But that's just interesting. Comic book readers listen to Tammy Wynette? That's what I
don't know. People buy ad space in all kinds of periodicals. So, why not? I mean, I'm not the biggest Tammy Wynette fan, but I love old country music quite a bit.
A few of her songs are wonderful. Stand By Your Man's a great song.
Sure.
And a few other
Almost Persuaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
So, yeah.
All right, so the Navy's there, and they're mad at Namor for bringing this fish, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Namor picks up this
it's like
dock piling, I guess?
Yeah, sure. It's a big log.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to hit the torch with it. The torch is kind of messing
this. He's going to hit Krago, but then here comes the torch, so he's going to hit the torch with it. So.
Right.
So they have a misunderstanding again.
In the classic Marvel Comics, trope. But yeah, I think Johnny is thinking that Namor is kind of on the rampage when really he was trying to stop this monster.
Yeah.
And...
All right. So the flying saucer with our three villains comes up and shoots a beam and to capture Namor, but they capture Johnny instead.
Oh.
And they're kind of ticked off. So Johnny gets ticked off. So he throws a fireball at the flying saucer and kind of knocks it askew. And so they let go, and that's it. So what happens to Krago? Krago comes up and he hits the flying saucer.
Oh, okay. So does the saucer crash?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it goes in the deep.
Oh, okay. So then Johnny is rescued by Namor and set on the dock, and then the cops show up, and he's like, Namor decides to split because they think he's.
And Diane comes up, and here comes the cops, and they blame Johnny too.
Yeah, and so they think they're gonna take him to jail, and he says, "No way," and bails too.
Yeah. Diane is with this guy named Walter, who I don't know. So,
what's the last name?
It just says Walter.
I think that guy is.
Stingray. Oh, Walter Newell.
Yeah, that's the Stingray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she's thinking about Tiger Shark, and was her old brother.
Yeah, who used to be a nice guy, and now he's an evil villain.
Mm-hmm. But she's still a babe. Yay.
Yeah.
They're trying to find Namor's father, and they think they found him. Walter Newell goes through the house and sees the old guy, but the lady taking care of him wants him to stay away, so he goes away. But
right.
He knows that's Namor's father.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, the cops are going to try to arrest Johnny Storm, and he's not having it. So he and Diane fly away.
Yeah. Well, so, he flies Diane away.
Well, right, he flies away.
Ability.
Right. Okay.
Well, okay, this is a pretty cool, nice comic book thing. Man, we have the next one, which is cool.
Yeah, well, we do have the next issue, which is always a plus. It's Submariner number 45. And the lead story, because we do have a backup, is And Fire Stalks the Skies, written by Jerry Conway, again, and with pencils by Marie Severin and inked by Jim Mooney. So.
All right. Nice splash page, excuse me. Of Namor looking over his kingdom.
Yeah.
And now he's walking the streets. Oh, like Bruce Banner did in the TV show, all sad. Okay.
I wish I could cue up that music right now. That'd be great.
Oh, okay. We're thinking about his grandparents and his lady friend Dorma, and he does have a goofball crown. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of silly looking, but
all right. So he sees somebody almost get run over, and he saves him, and it's a blind guy, and he brings him his cane, and
it's not Daredevil.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, was filler or I don't know.
We got to be reminded that Namor is a noble, good guy.
Right.
Because if he didn't care about people, he would have just let that guy die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He can't look the other way when someone's in trouble, and that's important.
Yeah. All right, Johnny's talking to Diane, and Johnny is in his uniform, which is kind of cool that he's not hiding his, he's going out to eat, and he's Johnny Johnny Storm, the Torch.
Yeah.
And he's not, John Smith.
Well, yeah, and the Fantastic Four, they never hid their identities. But I like that. And I think it's important, especially if you're guesting in somebody else's book, that you not be in civilian clothes.
Yeah, make it complete, and it'll make it complete. Although he was in civilian clothes because he bought civilian clothes, but it was funny because he.
Yeah, but then he got out of them because the action happened. So he's telling Diane about how he first met Namor in that old flop house.
Right, where he cuts his beard off like he did the dirty hippie. And, okay. And
that was way back in Fantastic Four number 4.
Oh, that was early.
Yeah, I said it was.
Real early. So,
yeah.
So Diane tells Johnny about Namor's father. And we cut to the villains, and they're still bickering.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here comes something. They show some kind of symbol.
Yeah.
3-headed snake. It looks like a cobra.
It's some crest that's being projected into the sky.
And oh, yeah, it's someone says, well, "What's going on?" I said, "Seems like I saw it on a TV show once, but that was something to do with bats." I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, wow. But anyway, the signal is I think it was to draw Namor out.
Mm-hmm. And here comes, and it does.
Yeah.
And then Diane steals a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. While Namor is attacking the flying saucer from below, Tiger Shark gets up to the gun on top, and he's about to zap him, and then it looks like Johnny saves him, but Namor is ticked off.
Right.
And that he messed it up.
Yeah. Johnny messes up a lot of situations.
Yeah,
have you noticed that?
Yeah. He's a teenager.
Yeah.
What else can they do?
Die in Vietnam.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So Johnny's thinking, well, Namor really never listens to anybody. Hey, that's like me.
Oh!
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm always rushing things. Maybe. Namor's awake. And Namor is ticked off. So.
Yeah. As usual.
Yeah. Oh, they capture Diane. Boo. Oh, and they figure out about the villains. They figure out about Namor's father. So they send the bald-headed guy out.
The henchman, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then...
I forgot to mention he was bald-headed.
Oh, yeah. So Namor and the Torch are having a fight that goes on for a few pages. Mm-hmm. And it's always pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
You know, fire and water.
So, does Johnny have any superpowers besides fire?
Flying and fire?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, is he stronger or tougher?
Nope. And that's why I was thinking about, you know what? The android Human Torch would totally beat Johnny because he's a robot, and so of course he's going to have superior strength. And he doesn't have to breathe or anything. Mm-hmm. You know, so.
Oh. So, the villains let Diane go. Mm-hmm. And the piece of paper saying Princess Finn by her husband.
So so this was a thing to prove, they had found Namor's father. Diane had this piece of paper on her. And so it's a trap. They want to lure Namor into this death trap and also get his father and blah, 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 you know. Yeah. Because Namor's been seeking his father.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Long have I dreamed of this moment, and its taste is wormwood. But either I survive this ordeal, or my son died to father save. And I love that kind of stuff.
That is epic. That's in the Merry Marvel Manor. The Mighty Marvel Manor, excuse me. But, a nice little treat. We have a backup story reprinting a 1950s Submariner story. It's early 50s. And, let's see. It's called When the Light Goes Out. Reprinted from Submariner Comics number 42, written and drawn by Bill Everett, who was the creator of the Submariner.
Yeah, and this is a totally different guy. And the way he speaks like Brooklynese or something.
Well, yeah, you'll get more of that in the in the Golden Age. So,
Suffering Shad.
Yeah,
man, I never liked. The only exclamation I like in comicdom is Great Caesar's Ghost, because it fits Perry White perfectly.
Yeah. Well, what about It's Clobbering Time?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of bad exclamations. Namor's other one is Imperious Rex.
I like that one. Okay.
Which I feel like he just says it at like times that don't make sense.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of down on that one.
It'd be cool if it wasn't used poorly.
Yeah. Something. The best, my favorite exclamation of a comic book hero was not ever used in comics. In the 1960s Spider-Man cartoon, he would always say "Wallop and web snappers" when he was surprised by something, and I love that.
I think that'd been. It works in the cartoon, but if I saw them in the comic book, I was like, well, some things work in movies and cartoons.
Sure.
I would not have worked in the movies, I don't think.
But it sure worked great on that cartoon.
What a good cartoon, too.
Oh, it's still great. Ralph Bakshi.
Really?
Well, he took over like second season. But yeah.
Okay. All right, we're on a lighthouse. I'm not sure on the Atlantic coast. That's kind of a big area. So.
Right. Well, I think sometimes you leave things vague on purpose.
Yeah.
So,
this lighthouse keeper is attacked by a couple of bad guys, and they turn off the lighthouse. And he warns them, "Hey, a ship's going to crash if you do that." And they said, "Yep, if he wanted to." That's a prison ship.
right.
And so the prisoners, at least, who was the guy? Black Louie.
Who's a white guy?
Yeah. Oh, they had some ugly mugs.
Yeah.
That is so golden agey. The mugs they have.
Yeah.
All right, so the ship is it's slowly sinking.
Right.
So Black Louie and his henchmen take over. They steal the guns and they leave the other criminals to drown.
Wow, that's pretty cold.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I don't. And
See, it'd be better if they saved the other guys and then everybody was on the lam, and then the police are like, "Whoa, really trying to round everybody up," and these guys could get away.
right. Yeah, and plus, might be good to have when the Submariner comes up, because here he is. He's trying to save. Oh, these guys are a bunch of criminals. They think he sank the ship.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is a recurring pattern with Namor.
Yeah. Okay, you crooks, you asked for it. Man, and as well, Imperious Rex, I say thee nay, or something like that. The difference is huge.
Right, the dialogue is not as flowery as it would be later.
I don't like the drawing is good, Golden Age. I'm not a huge fan of Golden Age drawing, but the color is wonderful. It's just so vivid
and I think it's just
contrasting. It's really cool. The yellow is super yellow.
Yeah, well, and also it's just like, okay, this was printed well. That's more the pressman, or often is. I mean, because this may have been recolored for the reprint. So
yeah. Get on up there, you lice. You're only half dead. This typewriter can make you a lot deader. Man, that is not Namor.
Nah.
Typewriter, Chicago typewriter. Talking about the Tommy gun.
Right. Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. So anyway, Namor saves the people.
Yeah.
Okay.
He saves them, and he gives the lighthouse keeper a hand the light, and they're on their way to Devil's Island, which is in French Guiana. I don't think I could find that on the map easy. So
sure.
I have to look for it.
Wait, is Devil's Island Papillon? Is that the same?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great movie.
I want to see it.
I read the second book of all things.
Excellent Megadeth song, but it's about Papillon.
Yeah. There are criticisms that it is embellished a lot. So,
well, who can say? Because we haven't been there.
Yeah. But fantastic movie. Steve McQueen can do no wrong. And that's about it.
Yeah. So, that's about it for Namor this week. But we've got one more comic to talk about.
I'm sorry. How can I forget the message?
Okay, now this is...
sorry, folks.
Hey, so we got a little Charlton Comics to talk about here. It's Space Adventures number 46. And this is like 1962, I think. And yes, the lead story is called The Message. None of these are the right. There's no credit on any of the writings. Probably Joe Gill wrote them, but probably. But Rockmaster Serio did the art on this story. So.
All right. We find Khrushchev, badly drawn, but
Nikita Khrushchev, the premier of the Soviet Union.
Man, he was also in a Twilight Zone.
Oh,
where the guy had the car that made you tell the truth, which was difficult for a person who sells used cars.
Right.
And hey, Khrushchev here, and Khrushchev visits and gives him, and that's why Khrushchev did the thing about Stalinism and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of cool. So Khrushchev says we're going to attack now, and we get this weird. This Russian guy said they're working. So let me get some water. And another guy, isn't vodka good enough for you? And I can never get enough water. So water is important. Oh, and they're going to use their heavy water bombs. there is such a thing called heavy water, and the Nazis were using it to make nuclear bombs. Supposedly, they would have never made the bombs. They would have never worked.
Oh, okay.
So,
But this is the height of the Cold War that this comic is out, and it's really cool.
yeah.
I mean, this isn't a great comic, but it's interesting to like see the time and see all the stuff about commies in these science fiction stories.
And this was the year I was born.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. So this guy named Boris is he's captured by these aliens.
Weird.
Yeah.
And he's a commie, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So they tell him that either you surrender or we're going to take all your water from your country. So they send him back down, and he gets arrested because he's a escaped criminal. So and then they don't believe him. So he gets sent to the state insane asylum. And then the guy who's talking about water before is, I'm thirsty, and said, my water, there's no more water. Dun, dun, dun.
The aliens stole all the Soviet water.
So the heavy water bombs won't work without water.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's really stupid.
Yeah. So, but then the first of several backup stories is called Unknown Friends, art again by Rockmaster Serio. Probably written by Joe Gill.
Yeah, okay. A ship is hit by meteors and saved by mysterious aliens.
A spaceship.
A spaceship.
Yeah.
You know what did I say?
You just said a ship. I just want to make sure we're talking about this is outer space. So.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. It's the scene where the ship is damaged and smoking in space. It's so cool. It's just really well done. Very minimalist and nicely done.
Yeah.
So they these aliens save them, and they come back, and they say, "Oh, we gotta go out again because we gotta meet these people."
Yeah.
The end. That's the entire story.
Yeah. It's only 3 pages, but here's the thing. One thing I do like about Rockmaster Serio, he's not one of the greatest. He's not a great artist. He's serviceable. He did a lot of comic book work, but when you look at his inking, just his ink, because at Charlton you usually inked your own stuff.
Wow.
But not always the case. But some panels, I'm like, he's got some Ditko-y qualities to his inks, which, like I said, I mean, Master Serio is not one of the greats of comics, but he's okay.
We have a scene with 3 of the astronauts, and one of them is in the shadow, and this is really well shadowed.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was a good artist, but not a great.
Yeah.
He did know his craft, and you can tell.
I wonder if they paid him a little more, how much better he would have been.
I don't know. And he died in like 1969.
Wow.
So, I mean, but throughout the 60s, he was one of Charlton's major artists. But yeah.
Okay. All right, we see the fisherman. He's catching a shark, and
it's a one-page filler, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, he fishes so much, he becomes a fish. The end.
Yeah, Rockmaster Serio did the art on that too, but the next story we've got is called Above the Iron Curtain.
What's that?
What?
Fake quote marks in the story.
Right. Well, because I'm sorry, the one-page filler is not a story. It's like, what the hell is even... This is crap. But anyway, Above the Iron Curtain, again, probably written by Joe Gill, and art by Bill Malno, another mainstay of Charlton in the 60s, and he makes Rockmaster Serio look like Ditko or Kirby. His stuff is just like, it's passable.
Yeah.
But
yeah, okay. There's 2 space capsules, a commie one and a good one, and they both look bad.
The commie space capsule and a United States,
and they look almost exactly the same. They're just ugly.
Yeah, remember this is 1962, so
I should know what a capsule looks like.
Okay.
Actually, the Mercury capsules, they look kind of crappy. I mean, they worked and all that, but
and I've seen Bill Malno. It's like does not reference things at all. There's a story. It might not be one we talk about today, but somebody has a German Shepherd, and it's like Bill has never seen a German Shepherd in his life. because it doesn't look anything like that. I think So anyway,
interesting. So he's okay. The American capsule sees that the Soviet capsule is in trouble, so they try to save it because Americans are good guys.
Right.
So the Russian says, "Oh, it's sick, vertigo. You call it radio bad. No contact with base." So
I like your Russian accent. That's really good.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So they get him back, and it's a bunch of trying to lock in with him and all that stuff. And it's kind of not that exciting. So, but they
managed to splash down together, and then they become friends, and the commie defects to the U.S.
Right. Yeah, and that's it.
Is it?
Yep.
I thought there was another.
There's one more
page.
They're angry.
Yeah, the Soviets try to be like, "Hey, come back," and he says no.
So you can tell he's becoming an American because he punches out the commie.
Yeah, and it's at the UN building.
Yeah,
which is great.
There's no fighting in the United Nations,
right? And just like there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
So the last
fighting in the war room. So.
Right. Oh, right. What was that from Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah.
The last story in this issue, I think, is it's the standout story. It's called Man on the Moon. Joe Gill probably wrote it. Bill Molno did the art. But it's about the moon shot, but this is 1962. And, of course, we wouldn't land on the moon until 1969.
Right.
And so it's interesting the conjecture at the time of what that would be like.
Right.
So let's talk about this story.
Okay. Some pretty cool scenes of liftoffs and all that. The gurney looks good, and because I guess the big tall building or something right next to the ship, because people this time have seen rockets go off, so they know that you just can't have a ship go up without a gurney.
Right.
And not bad looking. All right, so they go. So the American spaceship goes to the moon. He's by himself, by the way.
Yeah.
And he plants an American flag. I guess people just plant flags on anywhere they discover. So.
I guess. Even though we knew the moon was already there.
Yeah.
You know.
So we want to make sure, hey, we were there first.
Right.
Oh, the flag's white by now,
Oh, yeah?
Because of the sun, beating down would just
would just bleach it. Sure. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then the astronaut finds that there's a giant robot on the moon.
Yeah.
What?
Ugly robot.
And it's a commie robot.
Right.
Because the Soviets beat America to the moon.
Right. And they're smug and self-satisfied. And they have a revolver.
And their spacesuits are pretty funny.
I'm not sure if a revolver would work or not. You wouldn't think so, but bullets are sealed.
Yeah.
So they might have enough oxygen within the bullet itself in order to...
Well, would the impact of the hammer coming back from when you pull the trigger and hitting that thing, would it make the bullet fire?
It should.
Well...
That has nothing to do with gravity or anything like that.
Well, then maybe... Or oxygen, then maybe you could shoot a gun on the moon.
Yeah.
Man, science!
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Oh, so
okay. So he's locked up by the dirty commies, and then hey, here's a gun. Yay! Being American, he knows how to use a gun, and he shoots a gun out of a commie's hand.
Yes.
And so he reconfigures the robot to make him do what he wants to do. Then he calls back home and tells, hey, the commie's already here, send help. So he's standing there looking, and here come the spaceships. Are they commie or American? We don't know, and we'll never know.
Wow.
That's bad.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's okay. It's a nice window into a different time.
Yeah, and for just as a little time capsule, I thought that issue, especially that story, was neat.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that'll be it for today. Except Sorrow, what matters the grief of a Judas?